Everybody, good morning. Arturo, Dex, Michael, Sergio, Valerie, Maurizio, Francois, Terrence, Donald, Tara, Svenborn, Goose, Rongamer, Chris. Glad to see everybody. Man, Chris, I feel sorry for you. Back from going to St. Lucia. Whew. I mean, come on. I've always wanted to go to St. Martin, St. Kitts, St. Lucia. Beautiful down there, too. Probably nice and warm. Enjoy it. Have a good Thanksgiving trip down there. Mary, good morning. If you want to chat with me like those fine folks, all saying good morning and hi, all you got to do be a subscriber. Hit the monster, the little green logo down there. Be a subscriber. A few seconds later, you can chat on the stream. We have NVIDIA earnings coming up after the close, and if you're tuning in while I'm no longer live, you'll have to leave a comment down below, and or come join me in Discord. Link is in the description. Where are we gonna go? Now look, if this pops today, yeah, we could definitely pop to the Head and Shoulders rejection target right up here, 513. That's not even that far away. In fact, we could basically be in the vicinity right now, depending on where you call the Head and Shoulders invalidation from. I mean, could pull it down just a hair. Could have been from there. And we basically be right there at the invalidation yesterday. Or, the rejection, I mean. So what am I talking about? This head and shoulders pattern right here. Head and shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder. Everybody thought we were going to burn it down on NVIDIA here. I mean, it could even come lower, possibly, potentially. I mean, it could even come right down to that flat support resistance line, in which case we basically hit it. I mean, this shoulder right there, though, is a little bit up, so that would bring that up, in that vicinity. So, but we were right in the vicinity of hitting that head and shoulders rejection. If you're still having trouble seeing it, look right here, shoulder, head, shoulder, right there, and neckline, and this bring this on over. Lots of people saw it. Lots of people are trying to, take advantage of it. We just bounced off the roadmap line, little head and shoulders rejection, and then popped right up to there. Now, what does that mean for earnings coming up after the close? Well, that's probably not a popular opinion about what I'm going to say, but the downside risk is higher than any upside further potential at this point. That's a significant resistance. And 532 would be the, after bouncing off the roadmap line, 70% likely to go up here. But with that significant resistance right there from the head and shoulders, pattern rejection, we could go down, hit the roadmap one more time, or even go lower. Please be careful, all right? News coming out last night, the U.S. government has shut down even consumer GPU shipments to China from NVIDIA. So they're not even, they were getting around the, what do you call it? It's not embargo, but the export restriction on the H100s. They made a special A100 for, I got something on my face. Made a special A100 to export to China that was performance limited. And then the U.S. government limited those. So the Chinese flipped over to starting to buy the consumer GPUs. And now the U.S. government has blocked those too. So is NVIDIA going to react negatively? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway. I just don't know. Anyway. Good morning, everybody. Glad to have you on the stream. And just I didn't want to delay, discussing NVIDIA here before we do all the other things that we normally do. Remember, this week is Thanksgiving week. We do have, if you want to upgrade your trading view, the sale is on, like I think they have 70% off the premium plan plus a free month, which makes it like $1 more to go from the mid-tier plan to the top tier plan. And you don't need to buy data to do what I do. I don't pay for a data subscription. I just use the TradingView default data, and it works beautifully for everything I do. I'm a swing trader. I'm not a. I don't try to be a day trader and trade to the minute most of the time. Very rarely do I take a day trade. So if you need the link, it's like tradingview.com/Black Friday, I think. I threw it in Discord. Let me pull it up and see in the announcements channel. If you need the link, yeah, tradingview.com/Black-Friday, all lowercase. We can paste it on the screen here real quick. Copy. And let's go to a blank chart, mostly blank chart. Costco. Right here, Control V. At everyone. There you go. There it is right there. I can post it in the live stream chat too. If I do this right. And here you go into the live stream chat. I don't have any kind of referral link or anything like that. I'm not trying to make money off of this. If you want to do that, there you go. Black Friday sale. Don't miss out. Like I bought mine yesterday. I bought another year, and I've got they gave me a free month, so I got out to February 2025, I guess. At this point, and this sale this year is lower cost for the premium plan than it has been for the 3 years. Whatever the top tier plan is. We can go to the page and I can show you. Let me grab the actual link out of there. There you go. See, it says premium. This. Look at $216 for the plus plan, $217 for the premium plan. Why would you do that one? Come on. I mean, yeah. See, I have 460 days remaining on my. If I buy it, I'd have 856 days if I bought another one. And this is cheaper than it's been for 2-3 years. I was looking at my history on my account, and I was like, dang, this year's cheaper. So there you go. That's for a whole year. That's not per month or anything like that. That's the entire year. And it saves your charts. You get all the alerts. We were discussing the differences in Discord, and I mean, it's pretty. I mean, I don't know if you're going to use it, it's quite helpful. So, you can do all the back testing, you can do the charting, you can do the strategies. It can even do automated strategies testing and actually trade them for you if you hook up a broker that's supported. So I mean, it's pretty cool. So there you go. Anyway, here we go. What are the differences? Here you go. In the basic plan is not even on here, but in the essential plan, you get 2 chart layouts, 4 chart, 8 chart layouts, 5 indicators per chart, 10 indicators per chart, 25 indicators per chart. 10,000 historical bars versus 20,000. You get 20 price alerts. This one's a paid plan down here too, and versus 400 price alerts, 400 technical alerts. That's actually 800 active alerts, and I think the premium tier is the only one where you can have price alerts that don't expire. So they just stay on there indefinitely until they're hit. You have to be careful though, because you can accidentally get too many alerts going at once. I don't seem to have that problem most of the time. Mine tend to get hit more than they don't. So there you go. That's kind of the highlights there. Yeah, I don't know who would. The premium is current tier. They actually have up to ultimate, I guess. I'm not sure why you need ultimate at this point. It's basically the same set of stuff, but hey, whatever. I guess if you need 16 charts at one time, God, I don't know how you keep up with that. I only have 2 eyeballs and I can only focus on one chart. So I'm not sure how you would focus on that. So yeah, the alerts are the big thing, and having a ton of them, I mean, it's worth it, right? So that's the plan I have, premium plan. These are the non-professional plans. I'm I'm not advising. I'm not a financial advisor, so um, yeah, that's not me. You know, talking about financial advisor, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation here is intended to be informational, educational, fun, and entertaining. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell anything, any financial instrument, no stocks, no options, no cryptos, no futures, no forex, no bonds. Don't buy them, don't sell them, don't trade them. You may and probably will lose money at some point. Maybe, if you're no good at this, you're going to lose money immediately. All right. Make sure you practice. We were talking about paper trading yesterday. Make sure you kind of get the ropes down with paper trading before you use live money. And if you desire personal financial advice, you need to hire and consult a financial advisor. Somebody certified trading advisor, whatever, certified, whatever it is. Certified financial advisor, trading advisor. They have all the advisor stuff. That's not me. I'm not certified to do anything. Nothing I say is advice. Don't misconstrue it. I'm just a dude that happens to get some stuff right and share it with more people and try to help other people cut out the crap. Because there's a lot of crap out here. I mean, there really is. Really is. And hopefully you're at the right place. If you are, hit the subscribe button. Hey, Kimberly's here. Everybody behave now. Everybody behave. And so hit the subscribe. Hit the bell with the notifications. Tell a friend, phone a friend. Tell them, come watch. Because the more people, the better. And the more people there are, the more people I can help. And yeah. Anyway, NVIDIA might pull back on earnings. This is looking a little cooked. We could pop upside 532, maybe as high as 571, but kind of giving odds to going down over going higher. We did make a higher high. And we may see a little pop, but we're right at resistance. So this is really like I'm not putting money on it, but we might go down. Hey, Extravagant and Space Cowboy. Morning, everybody. And hey, glad to have everybody. All right, S&P 500. S&P 500. Where do we go from here? So we came up. We did get a little more pop, so we made it higher. This really is starting to tip the odds from being bearish to more bullish on the S&P. But this is just one big move up. Was this like a W and this being an X, and then we get a Y wave down? I don't know. Until we get higher than we were right here, this origin point. Call it the origin point. Wrongimer. You kept calling it point one, wave one, but origin point is usually what we call it in Elliott wave speak. Origin point. If S&P can make a higher high than that point, we invalidate the immediate bearish setup to go lower than what we had right back here just a couple weeks ago in October. Fingers crossed. But we may see a pullback before we can get a breakout there. Now, in Q, though, NASDAQ did this yesterday. We invalidated that immediately bearish setup. This cannot be a wave one down. It cannot be an impulsive setup at this point. This either has to be a corrective, a bigger corrective pattern, or this could still be a B wave, or an X wave with that higher high, but it cannot be an impulsive. This cannot be a 1 down and a 2 retrace. Wave 2 cannot exceed the origin point. So this is looking positive, but where do we go from here? We're starting out negative on S&P, get a pullback. I mean, somebody's been saying we're probably going to pull back for a little while now. And that support level for S&P is right back down here at that key resistance at this point. I kind of want to see it go a little deeper if we're not going to break out immediately. I want to see it at least pull back into this zone right here, if not back to the roadmap line, hold, and then go higher. And what would be really beautiful right now for a huge potential move up into the new year, if we did a 618 retrace right here, right at the roadmap line, this 50 to 618, if we came back, tested that, retested that area right in there, I'm not sure where that 382 is coming from. I don't see which fib that's popping off of. Let's see. Oh, it's coming back from way over here. Yeah, if we came back and retested this spot right there, that would set up a measured bounce. We'd be looking at potentially. Oh, look at that. It lines up perfectly with that. It could pop us out to 49.84 on that next run. If we went down to right here. So we take a trip back to 4,300. We could set up a move to 49.84, which is a new all-time high. You know, it is an all-time high, period. Not new all-time. I mean, just it's an all-time high. And kind of scraping the bottom of my target. Just on the first move there. And then we could get a 4-5. And just on that move. And ultimately, it could take us much higher because this looks like at this point it's a nested 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5 to complete it. So we could end up here in the 6,000s potentially. But that's big picture. Near term, we got to deal with this potential correction here. And if we came down and found support here, nice potential to go higher if we can turn it and burn it there. And it'd be you know what? It'd be like the big head and shoulders I drew. Whichever chart it is on. Yeah, right there. If we finish out this head and shoulders. Right there. Come down into that 4,300 area. Shoulder would be a little big, but hey, I mean, seen crazier stuff. I could set it up to go much higher right there. Much, much higher. You know, it could just be a little baby chart, baby pullback too. So I got tons of fibs on this chart. At some point, I'm going to have to clean up all the fib lines. But we're starting to look bullish. I think we're still due a pullback, and we'll see what happens here. All right. Let's see. Comments. Anyone with big money needs to see FP and CIMA. The rest of us are lucky enough to hang out with JT. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I understand. I'm not being critical, Rongamer. I'm just, origin point. I couldn't think of the name of it last night. But, you kept calling it point 1. I was like, no, it's wave 1, origin point. Got it now. Sometimes when I hear something wrong in the immediacy of it, I can't think of the correct name for something. Anyway, so NQ looking pretty bullish and 70% likely that we're going to come up here and tag this 16,550 area, but we may experience a little pullback first. So that one looking like we need a pullback. ES looking like we need a pullback. Russell looking like we need another pullback. So pullback might be what we do. People getting a little bullish too. And oil coming up with a lower high so far. We really need to see this break back above the roadmap line to go bullish on it. I did buy here and I bought more here on UCO. This is I'm still in a small position. I don't have a very large position, so still a small position for me. Now, does it mean that we have to go higher on oil? No, we can come down to the 1618. This could be the, we tagged the 1272, we came back up to the 100. We may push out to the 1618. And a popular pattern that we do. Very often we push down to that 1618. So we could exhaust it. We could, we do have a red candle starting a day. We could flush it right on down. And as we saw right here, 3 days pushed it right down. Then 2 days right back up, lower high. We can flush it right down. So this doesn't have to be the bottom. And I may buy more if we go down there. I'm out to April next year with my option. I just have a few options on UCO. Gold right here. Oh, thank you, Mbuku. Gold, look at this. Breaking out, baby. That is now going to be, like, if we close the day up in this area anywhere, 70% likely, 2040. And then, say, 45 to between 40 and 50% likely to go just pop straight on up here to 2070 or 2068, 2065 maybe. So there you go. This is the pattern. It's looking pretty sweet. Then we'll probably pull back and then turn. Do I got a snapper thing on? No. It's snapping. I don't know why it's snapping. And then right there. Right there. Be a beautiful thing on gold. All right. Bitcoin. Just consolidating. And a lot of resistance at this 1272 that we got up to. It was a big pattern, 1272. Right over here. 38. Right there. 38.3. We're stuck right there. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Consolidating. If we can push through the potential up here at 45.9. 45.9. That would that's going to create some FOMO more than likely. Now all the way back here in April, I speculated that we may see this thing pop up to that zone and pull back into halving. I wasn't really trying to guess time at that point, but here we are. What, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, 7 months later. And it looks like we could do that. Maybe even 8, 9, maybe even at 8, 9, 10, we could do it into January. There is an ETF decision due today. So the SEC's either got to approve one of the ETFs, that's the Bitcoin ETF. They've either got to approve it or give comments, which gives everybody else with an application more information to revise their application in S1. So, and for those in Crypto Unleashed, ask in the channel, this is not the place, but coming soon. I think the window technically opens over the weekend, but we can discuss which day and where the opportunity is. Ethereum pulling back. Likely to come down to this zone right here. This looks like a 1, 2, or an A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right down in the zone. Retest the breakout of that downtrend line. High, high, high. That would be pretty standard. Come down in that zone. I did buy 3 more Ethereum on the potential breakout because that 3-wave hit right back at that resistance, at that 618 resistance. I bought more back. Just kind of sitting on it. Just kind of break even right now. We'll see what happens. I am expecting this to pop up to that 2300. When we bounced off the roadmap, bounced off this correction, this support zone, came up here, we became 70% likely to get that 2315 price right there. And I actually have an order for 2305 to close my extra Ethereum, just like 3. DXY continuing to flush, probably going to come down, down, down to that mid-90s. NVIDIA, we've already talked about. It looks like it's going to push higher. If we push all the way up to 532 today, this is a big red cautionary. If we push up into that 1272 today before earnings, look what happened on Walmart. When we hit the 1272, ouch. They reported earnings, even though it was good earnings, and flush. So be careful. NVIDIA could announce banger earnings if we get up to that resistance and it still drop at least to the roadmap line and could go lower and could pull the whole market down with it. Burlington Coat Factory, I guess. Nice pop. Still lower high. Came up short of the extension. At this point, it's a new market roadmap extension. Until it proves it's going to go higher by breaking above this up here. And building some constructive. This is not quite bullish. I mean, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we get a retrace, hold the 618 and go higher. But at this point, we're either going to hold that 618. If we get below it, likely to come down here to that 102 area. So here's your support zone on a retrace. At this point, if we push higher, that just pulls the fib line up. But right now, that's what we're looking for. A pullback to this support, hold, and breakout. SYM. I may not trade that one. Like I talk about them, but I may not trade them. So that's why. Look, it did the pullback to the roadmap line. Got there eventually. Just clear the drawings instead of trying to that high, that low. I'm not really concerned about past stuff so much. Look, oh man, look at this resistance right here. Look, that high, and it's on the 618 line. That thing clears that. That's a pretty high probability that we're going to 73, possibly 84. If we reject there, we could go lower, but I'm gonna set an alert there. That one may be worth buying a few shares just to ride it up. I mean, that's a high probability move right there. HIBB. That's some gnarly looking stuff right there. And right to a wave 3 potential. If it pulls back, could do a 4-5 and then get a deeper retrace back into this same zone. Looks likely to me to retrace at least to fill the gap back. It left that gap. Be more resistance at this prior high over here. Right there. DKS. Nice reversal. Getting going. It has this big gap to fill. Now you may be like, well, JT, that pullback doesn't look like it's a roadmap line at all. It just means it's a different time frame, like a 3-day right there. See, or possibly the weekly right there. That was a weekly market roadmap bounce. That means then this is part of a bigger pattern. Might take a little longer. All right, just because it went, down below it in the daily. I had this question a couple days ago. It smeared it up, right? Some people new to market roadmap. I tend to look at it on the daily because if it holds the daily, then it's going to work out in about a 3 to 5 week, maybe up to 3-month time period where it reaches up to the target. But if you're on like the weekly chart right here and does this, then it's going to take a bit longer. Like this one right here took 265 days to go from down here up to that next target. And then we pulled back and you can see that three move, 1, 2, 3, very clearly right there. Now we're coming back up. If we get this weekly close above that 618, we're probably going to come on up to this 160 area, possibly even this 175, 80 area right here. So same pattern all the time, different time frames. It just, sometimes you just got to zoom out on the chart. go to a higher time frame. If it's looking messy in the on the daily, if it's if you're down in the hourly, it's looking messy, jump up. Look, there's the market roadmap bounce right there, and way up past targets, I'm sure. These patterns just work out over and over and over. And that next fib line up, 3618. Hey, Allegiant. Well, that's a nice potential reversal there. Still below the resistance here. It's like everything I said about Burl kind of applies right here. IWM. Let's get my retrace. Getting the retrace going. MCAF. Looks like a SPAC. Golly, man. Look at that. Nothing. Volatility. I wouldn't touch a SPAC. Unless you just got to be in whatever they're buying. But there's probably a better opportunity later. After some things get sorted out. Marriott Vacations Worldwide. VAC. Didn't this used to be MAR? No, that's Marriott. Okay. Yeah, Marriott International and Marriott Vacations. It's different operating companies. That one looks pretty horrible. Wow. I wonder if this is one of the ones I shorted in COVID. I can't even remember. That's a potential measured bounce. It's got to hold this vicinity right here, break back above the roadmap line to get going. It's a multi-year pattern there. I mean, you could even go up to the weekly. You could go up to the monthly. That if it's going to go bullish from here, it's going to take a while. And you could make the case for that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, A, B, potential C. It may go a little deeper because that C doesn't look quite proportional. This was probably the A. That was probably the B. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2. It could go a little deeper. No opportunity there for me yet. MDT. Medtronic medical specialty stuff. MedTech. Be careful on biotech, MedTech. That's under the roadmap line. Just came off the lowest low. That can extend down to 65. Let's see, Rick said, do you have any kind of recommendations for a brokerage account? I like Tasty Trade. If you're in Discord, I have a referral link for that. But I like Tasty Trade. I operate there. I use E-Trade a lot, Tasty Trade a lot, Webull a lot, Thinkorswim enough. So there's the. I've told my friends and some family to open Tasty Trade accounts. By far, I have more E-Trade accounts in my family than any other account. And I use Interactive Brokers. I use Robinhood. I use Webull. I use Tasty Trade. I use Alpaca. You probably never heard of Alpaca. And yeah. I spread the trades around. You may be like, how the heck do you keep track of all that? Well, this is what I do. Anyway, SRPT, another medtech, biotech, pharma. Medtech, biotech, pharma, and be careful. That was the lowest low we've seen in a long time. Can it go lower? You're sure you betcha. You betcha. If you want to, LLC accounts are more difficult, but Tasty Trade will do it. Like, anybody will do it. LLC. I mean, it's just a matter of paperwork. And then you have to pay to upkeep the LLC. Is it really worth it? Or do you just adjust what you're trading? I mean, I've put a lot of my money into Roth IRAs, so that's I didn't make much money for years. And before I started doing this, I'm doing better now that I have all you supporters helping me. But back when I was just doing engineering and farming and trying to scratch by, I I dumped a lot of money into Roth IRAs, and that's tax free forever. But I also can't get that money for another 30 years, so we'll see. It may change the rules on me before I get there. That one right there, roadmap blind bounce, probably going to go to 63, maybe 66. Beautiful potential. Baidu. I don't know. That could be a measured bounce. Still highly cautious right here. It's going to take a little bit more proven to me. I'm going to set an alert at 120. I really want to see it come up over the roadmap line. May just come back up to resistance. You may be like, where's the measured bounce? Right here. One. That's 1, 2, 3. Right down into the 618. A long-term pattern could take it up to 354. But this is China stuff, and one of the things that doesn't always work according to my patterns, you got small price stuff under $10. You got biotech, medtech. You've got leverage stuff. You got China stuff. I mean, can't always trust China. I don't know. They play by different rules. So, AVGO, the SEC rules for China stuff is not the same as U.S. companies. So they can just, Luckin Coffee, Puto Coal. I've gotten taught this lesson over and over. I can list off probably a dozen instances. AVGO probably come up to this 1012 area. That's next resistance, and it also aligns with the bigger 1008 area. And we may see a pullback to the roadmap line. We haven't been down there in a long time. It's been since a year ago, November last year. MSTR. This is the wrong place to ask. Ask me in Discord. We can chat about it in Discord. MSTR still hanging out as long as we're above this zone here. Likely to get the extension to 616 area. Otherwise, we start breaking down below that 786 level. We get below that 100%, that breakout level. That low right there, it starts tipping the odds we're going to go down to the roadmap line again before we can go up again. LOW, and MSTR kind of moves with Bitcoin. LOW found resistance at the roadmap line. Now we need to find support and turn higher. Support down here at the 618 level where we consolidated. Funny enough, just must be a coincidence. Consolidated right there. We find support there. Turn up, break above this high. Probably going up significantly higher, and that would be a measured bounce on a smaller time frame. Could take us to 233, and actually, I may be interested in this, so I'm going to put an alert at 205. I may put an alert down here too. VMware. So far, resistance to the roadmap line could extend 134, 128. It's starting to be below that 618 retrace, so watch out below. FNGU. And that one's 70% likely to get to the 254 price target that we've been talking about since August, I think. Ever since we made this low back here, it didn't really change it much when we made this lower low. It's been like 250. It added like 2 or 3 points to it when we made that lower low. 254, 255. The 250 area is what I would go for. I wouldn't push my luck betting on 255. This is leverage though. Leverage stuff on that list doesn't always follow. Be careful on leverage. So, ANF looks like it wants to come back to the roadmap line. It's got these little bitty echoes in here. Could hold the uptrend. We start getting below that uptrend though. Watch out for a dip down to the roadmap line. SMCI. That's a lower high. It is not participating like NVIDIA. that one may go on a bigger, deeper retrace. That's definitely a sideways kind of corrective overlapping. I mean, look, this thing quit its trend back in August, and it's just been sideways. And that may need a deeper retrace to clear this up. That could be all it needs, but I would be very careful. Very, very careful. This one can definitely flush down lower. Coin. Beautiful potential breakout. This makes this 70% likely to go to 125. I'm long from 60. AEO. Oh, right back to the roadmap line. Look for that to touch, find support. It left a big gap, so that makes it pretty tough to do anything with. I don't like those big gaps. That's like Walmart. Everybody's like, what do you do with Walmart next? Nothing. Wait for it to set up again, because it left a giant freaking gap, and gaps are giant resistance. So now you've got that sitting there, and it's a big resistance zone that it can just drift up to the top of and then turn down and go lower again. BBB, Best Buy. BBBY was Bed Bath & Beyond, Blood Bath & Beyond, Bankrupt and Beyond now. Let's just clear this up. What do we got? Trend is down. That's the 1272. Back to the 100. Next expectation down here. It did the extension right down the 1272, bounced up to the 100. That's where I would expect it to go. Probably 57, 58. Conservative, you know, be conservative. Doesn't have to push all the way into the line. ANET. Oh, look at that. Right up to the targets. I would expect a retrace at some point off of that one. I mean, retailers are haves and have-nots. And, you know, look at this. This is a victim of GLP-1 drugs right here. Candy. That's not even, like, barely even a pullback in there. Like, we could get a pop-up to the roadmap line in another extension. But that's a rough. But see, it did that same sort of move on the way up. Not hardly a pullback at all. So that's kind of how Hershey's moves. We could see this thing go on lower. The 618 retrace off the COVID low. We're at the 50 and holding some support. But we may come on down here. Excuse me. May come on down here, and that orange monster gets me every time, the orange one. So may find support here around 170. That could wrap up the correction. It doesn't have to have a definitive big three waves. I mean, look, the move up, that's hard to count 5 waves up there, but that was impulsive, and this looks corrective, and we could turn and go on the next move. mRNA, look at that, right to the 3618. This one's due for a rally back to the roadmap line, but it can just keep being a dumpster fire. 44 below that, so be careful on mRNA. This is accelerating down wickedly and can definitely go lower. ZM didn't do the bullish thing, that's for sure. And next target down here, 56, 51. TCOM. Wow. Volatility, baby. Let's see. Let's clear the drawings up there. That could have been a 5 up. It's kind of gnarly, but it didn't overlap. May see a retrace a little bit deeper down this 28 area. If we do, it sets up a measured bounce for a bigger up. If we just turn higher here, not as awesome. Like this gives it more power, more 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 bigger upside potential in my book. We could see if we just retrace, if we just go higher from here, it's probably only going to make like the 100, maybe the 1272. If we can go a little deeper, we could possibly see this 111 area. This, and this would maybe take it to up to like 92. If we can get that deeper move, we'll probably head on up to that 110, 111 PDD. Golly, man, that thing has just been a monster. China garbage, but yeah. Amazing. Making money, reporting billions of dollars of revenue. Got earnings coming up on Wednesday. That needs a retrace to the roadmap line, though. I mean, it's been since August. Right up to the extensions. All right. Well, that's the list for today. Big caution. I will be live 30 minutes of awesome coming up at 5 p.m. Eastern. I will take your request for 30 minutes. And yeah, why do you want to trade that? Exactly. Don't trade the dumpster fires. So be careful out there. I'll be live 5 p.m. Come join me. I'll take your request for at least 30 minutes. And we'll have a good time, as always. So I can't do the show without you and your requests. So please show up. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the bell with the notifications so you know when I go live. 5 p.m. Set it in your calendar. Set it in a reminder in your phone. And I'll see you later. Be back with you.